Hi, Miss Paula. Hello, Philadelphia. My name is Cynthia Mahalik, and welcome back to my kitchen here in beautiful Newport News, Virginia. I am so excited that dessert week is finally here, and I've designed a recipe that truly was inspired by just hanging out with a couple of scoops of dulce de leche ice cream one night. Okay, so it was more like a pint, but the real women of Philadelphia understand what I mean. During that night, I started to think to myself, well, what if I could make the dulce just a little bit creamier? And what if I could wrap it in a homemade fudge-like brownie that was almost truffle-like and accent it with some sea salt? And lo and behold, my dulce de leche and sea salt chocolate squares were born. It's truly a simple recipe. It's going to be a hit at any party, and I really hope it'll become a favorite of yours. So let's get started. To start, I've simply melted 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, to which I'm adding 1 full cup of chocolate chips, either bittersweet or semi-sweet. These are semi-sweet chocolate chips. And then I'm going to turn off the heat and just let that melt. Next, in a separate pot, we'll be adding 14 ounces of condensed milk. Now, after only 5 minutes, you can start to see just how thick and how golden our beautiful condensed milk is starting to get. And just as this starts to bubble, really, really beautiful, we want to add our 4 ounces of Philadelphia cream cheese. There it goes, starts. So we're going to add just a little at a time, and to mix that all in, to add that incredible creaminess. And continuing to stir. As simple as that, after 5 minutes. Okay, and we're just going to set that aside and turn off our heat and go back to our chocolate chip mixture. Our dulce de leche mixture is still on the stove. It's just cooling down a little bit. In front of me, I have our butter and our chocolate chips have melted inside. To this, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of Dutch processed cocoa powder. And we just mix that in. Next, I'll be adding a teaspoon of vanilla. The butter and the chocolate just immediately absorb the cocoa powder. And so I'm adding a teaspoon of vanilla. And I'm also adding a full cup of just plain white sugar. And to that, I'm going to add 3 eggs. And we just mix in our 3 eggs until combined. And next, I'll add a full cup of flour. And we're going to mix that until combined as well. And our brownie mixture is fully combined, super simple, homemade, incredibly glossy, fudgy. And we will be back to assemble our dulce de leche and add our sea salt. Okay, let's put these irresistible squares together. I've set our oven to 350 degrees, and in front of me I have a 1/4 sheet pan, which I've lined with some tin foil and then sprayed with a little bit of cooking spray. I also have our dulce de leche mixture with the Philadelphia cream cheese. It just has such a creaminess. Really reduced, a caramel concentrated flavor. And wait until you see our fudgy homemade brownie mix. It has such a luster on it. I have to bring you in closer to see this. So half of our brownie mixture goes into our pan, and then we are just going to smooth this out. I'm going to take an offset spatula, and we're just going to make a thin layer along the bottom of our pan. So all of our dulce de leche mixture goes right on top of our brownie mixture, and then we want to spread that right over our brownie mixture as well. Spreads so beautifully. Nice and smooth and as even as you can get it. So we just finished spreading our dulce de leche mixture, and then we're going to add the second half of our brownie mixture right on top of that. just going to keep on going. Really is incredible how beautiful this brownie mixture spreads. Just nothing like a homemade brownie. Okay, the final thing that we do just before baking is I take a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. And if you don't have sea salt, certainly you can use kosher salt, but you really want a salt that has a larger grain than, you know, than just an iodized salt. So I just take a 1/4 teaspoon and I sprinkle this over the top, and you can almost, you barely can see it, and it just hits your palate and mixes with the chocolate, mixes with the dulce. Oh, I could taste these already. This is exactly what I was thinking of when I was sitting there that night eating the ice cream. Okay, so really nice and evenly salted, and we're going to put this in the oven, and I'll see you in about 30 to 35 minutes. And here they are, our dulce de leche and sea salt chocolate squares. Look at this incredible ribbon of dulce de leche, all surrounded by our fudgy homemade brownies with this gorgeous crackly top and accented with these little gems of sea salt. Just incredible and a true showstopper. And this one's mine. Oh, this world would be such a sad place without Philadelphia cream cheese. The layer of flavor that adds to our dulce de leche is remarkable. Everybody, I hope that you try this recipe. I just know you're going to love it. It truly is going to become one of your family's favorites. And thanks so much for joining me. Oh, dulce de leche.